A very warm welcome back from the weekend, everyone. I am Melissa Enoch here with the Money Moves this Monday, the 20th of October. Let's begin with your news now. Monday, earlier today in Riyadh, the Future Investment Initiative held a press conference ahead of its 9th edition, bringing together leaders in government, business, and technology. The briefing outlined key themes for the global gathering, including innovation, investment, and strategies to unlock new frontiers of growth under the theme, the key to prosperity. Let's take a listen.
The FI Institute was born in Saudi Arabia. It was an idea from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. It was created by a decree from His Majesty, so it's very unique. And we have this pillar, which is extremely important because you will not find that in many institutions. We invest money to help startups. So we invested more than $6 million in the past few years to help some companies to grow. And as you can see, more than $87 million has been raised by private portfolio companies as additional funding. So because we are supporting some startup, other investors are coming with us to support these startups. And these 6 companies that we invested in, they generated and they created more than 2,000 jobs. And you will meet some of them at the FII 9, inshallah. And then we are launching an FII Ventures program. So we selected more than 750 companies, startup tech companies, many of them are in the AI sectors. And as you can see, 5 innovators were selected, and we will have a pitch during FII, and we are supporting them to be, after being identified as pioneers, we will help them to accelerate their growth, to be recognized, and to have an impact by stimulating economies, create jobs also, and growing.
In Botswana, Moody's Investor Service has downgraded Botswana's sovereign credit rating from A3 to Baa1, citing weakness in the diamond industry, slower growth, and rising government debt. The rating agency, however, kept Botswana in the investment grade category, pointing to its strong institutions and sound policy frameworks. Moody's said diversification, fiscal consolidation, and economic reforms under Botswana's National Development Plan and Economic Transformation Program remain crucial for long-term stability. Earlier today in Washington, D.C., the 9th annual Babaka Ndiaye Lecture gathered thought leaders, policymakers, and financial innovators to discuss leveraging global Africa's capital for development in honor of the late Dr. Babaka Ndiaye. Organized by Afreximbank, the event highlighted the need to build a more integrated, resilient, and sovereign financial architecture for Africa. Let's take a listen.
Our theme this year, therefore, is leveraging global Africa's capital for development, the imperative of stronger African financial institutions amid geoeconomic shifts. This theme captures that very necessity of having institutions which were strong to push the African agenda. It is not merely aspirational, it is a call to action. It reminds us that Africa's future also depends on building institutions that reflect our values and serve our priorities and stand with us when the world is uncertain. But those institutions and what drives them must first belong to us. And Babaka Ndiaye's idea of what Afreximbank should be was that it would be an institution owned by Africans, largely controlled by Africans, working on the agenda set by Africans. That has been quite worrying to many quarters. But that very ambition now, Dr. Kaberuka, is not something we're going to abandon so soon. We promise to you and to people like Babaka Ndiaye, who reflected your view of African development, is that that agenda must continue until the the task of development is significant.
In Kenya, the Nairobi's Securities Exchange has been upgraded by FTSE Russell from restricted to pass status under the efficient trading mechanism criterion. The move, announced after the September 2025 review, allows trading in single share multiples from August 2025 and marks a major boost from Kenya's capital markets and global investor confidence. NSE CEO Frank Mwiti said the upgrade recognizes the exchange's modernization and reform drive aimed at making Kenya a more liquid, inclusive, and competitive investment hub. In Namibia, the Bank of Namibia today hosted FinTech Futures 2025, focusing on how financial technology can drive youth employment and inclusive economic growth. According to Governor Johannes Kawahab, FinTech supported by smart regulation, strong digital infrastructure, and empowered young entrepreneurs can become a catalyst for innovation and national development across Namibia. Let's take a listen.
Today, technology and finance are converging at an unprecedented pace. FinTech companies are both competing with and collaborating with traditional banks, and public policy must provide direction. Digital innovation always begins with an idea, and disruptive ideas have become the hallmark of modern finance. We see new FinTech startups, large digital platforms offering payment and credit services, and the rapid growth of crypto assets, stablecoins, and AI-driven finance. These forces are challenging traditional intermediaries such as banks, insurers, asset managers. Yet, digital innovation can both complement and enhance the traditional financial system. There are certain technological breakthroughs that will define the next era of finance. If you ask me what will dominate over the next 2 to 3 years, I would like to believe the following will dominate in finance. You'll see quite a lot of stable coins. You'll see a lot of tokenized assets. You'll see CBDCs, and you'll see fast payment systems. But let me try and get into each one of these. Let me start with something that we don't pay much attention of in Namibia, that's stable coins. Stable coins are cryptocurrencies designed to maintain stable value, typically pegged to reserve assets such as the US dollar or gold. For example, the USD BEC, called the USDC, allows digital value to move seamlessly across the internet. Today, stable coins in circulation are estimated at around 300 billion.
In South Africa, Dr. Kosientso Ramakopa, Minister of Electricity and Energy, today briefed the media on the country's integrated resource plan, highlighting strategies to meet energy demand, promote sustainability, and support economic growth. Let's now pay attention to him.
So now that we have turned the corner on load shedding, we are addressing the future. So energy now ceases to be a crisis. Energy and electricity is going to be a catalyst for growth, and that's what we are sharing with you. We are now getting to the South African economy to grow with sufficient electricity demand going into the future. So we are projecting until 2042, there has to be a deliberate and well-constructed and orchestrated plan on how, one, we don't get back to situations of load shedding, and two, we're able to secure energy security, and three, that energy security and in particular electricity, the conversion of the primary sources of energy to electricity must be such that is affordable and in fact is available to all. So that's what we are doing today. We are looking into the future. The second thing that we are doing today is we are presenting this program, an investment program, if you come to think of it. The size of this investment program is 2.2 trillion rand. So if you come to think of it in relative terms, the South African economy is 7 trillion rands. We are presenting 2.2 trillion rands of an investment program. So this constitutes 30% of South Africa's GDP. And on the back of this, what we'll be doing is to see that we are able to industrialize on the back of what we are presenting today, so that we answer the questions that have been posed by the 7th administration in relation to the 3 priorities. One is to get the economy growing and get people into jobs. And you know that we've set ourselves a target of growing the South African economy by 3 percentage point plus by 2030. So that's what we had committed ourselves to.
Finally, on news now, the International Organization of Security Commissions has released its final report on the implementation of policy recommendations for crypto and digital asset markets. The review, conducted across 20 jurisdictions, found steady progress, but urged stronger enforcement and greater consistency in implementation to reduce regulatory arbitrage and strengthen investor protection. IOSCO said the fast-evolving crypto ecosystem requires close supervision to safeguard market integrity and ensure global alignment in digital asset regulation. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on Money Moves for today. From all of us here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.